Hello, happiness abounder, and welcome back. Continuing our discussion about how to be authentic, I want to tie into our values, your values, my values, right? I want to tie into how that can connect to our being authentic in our lives. So, what are your values? What do you prioritize above everything else? What do you stand for in this world? What types of things do your relationships, do your situations need to have where you can feel comfortable and confident and in the zone, right? Because it's really hard to be authentic when you are not meeting or situations and relationships are not meeting your values. So I want to talk about that today. I want to talk about our values, how they connect to being authentic or not, and how we can do some quick exercise to connect to our values to step into alignment. So, that said, first things first, I want to share with you what my values are. I value interdependence, like hardcore. If I am in situations, relationships, etc., where I can't rely on other people and they can't rely on me, it doesn't work. I stress out, I don't get it, and I have to be able to trust the people I'm working with. I have to be able to respect them and have them respect me. Without that, I'm miserable. And when I'm miserable, I'm not the most authentic. Go figure, right? Okay, so my next one is abundance. I want to have an abundance of beautiful and uplifting things in my life. When I'm not living in alignment with my value of abundance, and I'm going to connect this to, I don't watch rated R movies. I don't watch gory, scary movies. I don't watch things that I know will get into my head because that is not something I want an abundance of. I want an abundance of uplifting, joyful, inspiring things. So I haven't watched Stranger Things since season 1, and I don't even think I finished season 1 because I was like, no. Not something I want an abundance of in my life. I'm sure it's great, but it's out of alignment with my values. And when I am out of alignment with the value of abundance, of uplifting and great things, suddenly my life doesn't ever go as much of the way I would want it to go, right? My time is spent binge watching TV and not doing emotional management and feeling sorry for myself, falling into victim mentality and entitlement. So if I'm out of alignment with that value, I am not my most authentic self. Integrity. Now this one's beautiful because it does connect very deeply to being authentic, right? But living in integrity, practicing what I preach, putting the rubber on the road, if you will, and really being in alignment with everything I talk about, right? If I was practicing or wasn't practicing all these things and telling you to do it, that would be out of integrity. And I don't think that these episodes would connect or resonate near as well with you, which just wouldn't work, right? Connected to that is learning and growth. That's another value of mine. That helps me see the silver linings. That helps me always look for how I can learn and how I can grow, which deeply connects to integrity, right? If I can raise my hand and say, I don't know, that's a moment of integrity that opens it up for the people around me to also say, I don't know. And then we can say, hey, let's figure it out. Let's learn and grow together. So those ones are pretty closely related, even though you wouldn't think so off the rip. One of my last ones is impact. I value being able to make an impact. If I didn't, if that was not something I valued, I wouldn't be here on the podcast every single day. I wouldn't be leading teams at work on projects and capabilities that are new and exciting things. There's so many elements of impact that I know I need to be in alignment with to be my most authentic self. If I'm not making an impact in a positive way, I tend to backslide. I tend to be who I don't want to be. I tend to be more raw versus real. And if you don't know the difference between raw versus real, check yesterday's episode out where I go into it pretty in depth, and that is episode 406. So make sure you check that out because very important. But that said, one of my last values that I've recently just added on is leadership. The ability to lead other people, to step into positions to help and guide other people into their best selves. I have found when I'm not doing that, I'm definitely out of alignment. I find myself backsliding again. I find myself being selfish. I find myself being negative and judgmental. And that's not my most authentic self. So that said, what I want to do, those are my values. Those are the things I stand for. Those are the reasons I come every day to this podcast and I speak to you. I preach to you. I encourage you. I coach and mentor and give you exercises because I stand for those things. I stand for interdependence. I don't want you relying on me 100%, but I want to lead you and equip you. I want to be in integrity with what I'm sharing for you to do, for you to try, because I'm trying it myself. We're learning and growing together. We're making an impact together in my life and in yours and the people who ripple around and out from us. And then abundance, right? An abundance of information and an abundance of happiness for both of us. Everything I do has to be in alignment with these values for me to be able to authentically show up to you every day. So that brings me back to, these are my values. These are what I stand for. These are the things that are non-negotiable in my life. So, that said, what are your values? This is a pretty simple thing to do. It can feel overwhelming at first, but just write down on a piece of paper everything that you stand for. Is it kindness and compassion? Is it intensity and drive? Is it integrity and abundance? What do you stand for? What do you value most in your life? What things, elements need to be in your situations for you to feel confident and comfortable and step into your most authentic self? Write down a list of 30 words and then scroll through those and really see the ones that pop out to you. Circle a couple of them, anywhere between 5 to 10, right? I think 5 to 7 is a pretty solid number. Could be 3, right? Whatever works for you, but list out what those values are. And you'll start to find that those things really connect with you. And when you are in alignment with those values, you step into your most authentic self in any situation. I'm going to say that again. When you are in alignment with your values, you can step into your most authentic self in any situation. So I really, really want to encourage you to outline what those values are if you don't already have them, and to start aligning the things in your life in that direction. Not only does it help you be more authentic, but it helps you step further into your goals. It helps you step into the right opportunities. It helps those right opportunities come your way. Which brings me to my last point. I mentioned vision boards. I have a vision board class coming up very soon, actually on Saturday. So one of the things that helps me really align with my values is vision boarding. And vision boarding brings all those things that are in alignment with my values to me. So if you know your values, you want to take those next steps, I really want to encourage you to go to happinessabound.com, check out my courses, clicking that in the top nav, and select Vision Board class. I would be honored to teach and train you on vision boards so you can bring more things that are in alignment with your values into your life and help you achieve your goals and dream life. So if that sounds intriguing to you, be sure to go check it out. The class is available in person as well as online. If you can't attend online because you're in a different time zone, that's totally fine. There will also be a recording of the class available for all attendees. So if you are interested, do not let the date, do not let the time, do not let the location deter you from learning and growing and stepping into your values and bringing good things into your life. So again, that's happinessabound.com. Click on courses in the top nav and select the Vision Board training class. But all of that said, I hope that this episode has resonated with you. I hope that you are able to align with your values and see the connection between your values and your most authentic self. So all of that said, have a wonderful day. And remember, you are capable of happiness abound.